Terry Shepard was CEO of St. Jude Medical in the Twin Cities, and I got to know him because I'd invited him and 4 other leaders to a once-a-month breakfast just to get to know them and learn from them as leaders. I would buy them breakfast and build, relational capital that would become important down the road. Early on, Terry really got us going with some major gifts, but then he began to sour on our worship. He would come to church and he would just stew over our style of worship, how loud it was, whatever. He just had all kinds of issues with it. So much so that Terry and Judy started to explore other churches. But we were on another building push, so Terry and Judy agreed to meet with my wife and me, my wife Lori and me, for dinner, and he just went off. I mean, angry about our music. I thought, well, this is going to be a fun dinner. I mean, it just right off the bat, just tore into us lovingly. But just then, as he was in this really kind of an angry tirade, our server came up to our table. And when she saw me, she just absolutely melted. Single mom, barely hanging on, and she went on and on about how our church saved her life. It couldn't have been better timing. And I thought, this has to be God's working. And so when she left our table, I looked at Terry, I said, look, Terry, I said, that's why we do what we do. We try to create a church experience where people like this single mom can come and find hope. And then I said, look, I know you hate our music, how we do church. So Terry, I want to relieve you of any obligation to come to our church. Just don't even worry about that. But will you continue to give to our mission to reach people like this single mom? He looked at me. He thought for a second. He said, yeah, I can do that. He's written a $200,000 check every year for the past 15 years since we've had that conversation. Hates our music. Loves our mission. So when I began to talk about why we do church instead of how we do church, he could get on board with that.